So the first number, that's where we're starting. We'll put a box right there at positive 4. The symbol in the middle tells us which direction we're going. Positive means we're going to the right. And what is negative going to tell us? We're going to the left. That's right. And once we get to 2 symbols in the middle, we'll see what that's about. But let's start simple. So we got positive 4. We see there's a plus sign in the middle. That means we're going to the left or the right, everyone?
Right.
To the right. Good. And this second number tells us how many spaces we're going. Move this many spaces. Okay? Nice and simple. So we started our starting point 4. We know that we're moving to the right, and we're going 4 spaces, right? So all we're going to do is go 1, 2, 3, 4, draw a box around where we end up, and that's our answer, positive 8, right? So this is just a way, even though it's simple addition, to visualize how we're moving across the number line. If you ever need a number line, I've got it right up here above this board if you need to visualize that. Let's make it a little bit more complicated by adding in a negative here. Now our starting point is at negative 4, right?
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and box up our starting point. Which direction are we going to go here? Left.
Right.
To the right. Positive is to the right. Right? Right. And we're going to move how many spaces?
4.
We're going to move 4. And we already know what direction we're moving, so this second number only really tells us the amount of spaces, right? So we're going 4 to the right, just like before. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we box up our answer.
Oh, you're smart.
Thank you. You guys are too. You all know how to do this. And we end up at 0, right? So our answer here is 0. Negative 4 plus 4 gives us 0. Would anything change if we flipped these two around and we did positive 4 minus 4? Would anything change?
No.
No, it's the exact same thing, right? We kept this positive sign in front of this 4 and this negative sign in front of this 4, and we just flipped them around to get this, and that still is going to equal 0, right? So adding and subtracting, I kind of want you guys to stop thinking about them as 2 separate things and think about adding and subtracting as one thing. Combining, because we're just combining. Whether you're combining 2 positive numbers or a positive and a negative or 2 negatives, either way you're combining them, right? But using this number line can help us see a little bit more visually what we're doing and making sure we're going in the right direction, right? Because you may see negative 4 plus 4, and your brain tells you, oh, 4 and 4 together is 8, and there's a negative, so I guess the answer is negative 8, which is decent thinking, not correct thinking, but I understand why you would think that way. But we got to make sure we're paying attention to this sign in the middle, which is the direction, right? Okay, we're going to do number 3, and then you guys will be on your own because 3 looks pretty complicated, right? There's a lot of signs going on here. How do we know what to do? Well, let's follow the exact same procedure. Our starting point is at negative 4. Okay, there's our start. And now here's where things get tricky, because what sign do we have in the middle?
Positive.
A positive sign. So are we going to move to the right or to the left?
Right.
We're going to move to the right. How many spaces? Negative 5 spaces. Now that's interesting, right? How do you move a negative amount of spaces? Well, if you're moving a negative amount of spaces, that's just flipping your direction, right? If I was walking negatively, you could think of it like me walking backwards, whereas walking forward would be positive. So if we're going to the right, negative 5 units, right, negative 5 units, that's the exact same thing as saying left 5 units. No difference. By show of thumbs, is that kind of making sense what I was trying to explain there? Thumbs up if you're like, yep, that makes sense, I'm good. Thumbs sideways if you're like, I was kind of following, but I don't know, I'm still a little iffy. And thumbs down if you're like, I didn't take Math 7 at all. Good, I see no thumbs down. That's what I like to see. So instead of going to the right negative 5 units, let's just think of it like we're going left 5 units, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And our answer is what? Negative 9. Go ahead and write out negative 9. Always, always box your answer in this class, okay? Whatever your answer is, put a box around it so I know right where to look. So I always like to think about numbers in terms of money. The reason being is everyone in here has probably used money at some point, and you're going to use money for the rest of your life, right? So if I look at my bank account and I see that I've got negative $4, right? And then, I don't know, Chanel checks her bank account, she's got negative $5. Well, together, how many do we have? We're in debt. Negative $9, exactly. So what I'm trying to point out here is that when you have all these different signs, pluses and minuses, it can get really confusing. Just take it one step at a time, left to right, and think about what you're actually doing. We're combining negative 4 and negative 5. Well, that wouldn't give us positive 1. It would give us negative 9. It would make our negative number even more negative. See what I'm saying? A little bit? Hopefully this is just jogging your memory from a long summer away from math. But go ahead, try numbers 4 through 14 on your own. Well, not on your own. You can work with those around you. I just don't want people getting up and moving around and doing the Cupid shuffle and all that. So in your group, if you have a question, go ahead and talk to your peers. I really, really like hearing people talk about the work and asking someone for help. Because as much as I would love to, I can't go around and help everyone, right? So get started on this, and if you have any questions, I'll be coming around to help.